uh, what's up, everybody? What's up, Billy? I ain't got the mic on, so if I walk away from the phone, y'all might not be able to hear me. And no, I haven't shaved in a hot minute. I guess I need to post in the Discord and let everybody know I'm live. But NJ's still live. What's up, Dean? What's up, brother? I'm only here for a minute or two, but howdy. What's up, brother? How you doing? How's everybody on this hump day? Can't believe it already. I'm just messing around here in the shop. Got lots of things going on. It's nice to see you. Thank you, Dean. It's good to hear from you, too. No Shave November is coming up. Yeah, I know. Miss Lit told me to let it grow out like Jack. Woo! No Shave November. Yeah, I've been working on stuff. Wait till y'all see what I'm about to show you. I got a mess, too. I got a mess. But a mess means I'm getting shit done or I'm doing shit. What y'all think about that shit? What do y'all think about that? I was driving the truck home day before yesterday with a load of stuff with the trailer behind it and realized I was hearing some funky ass noises coming from the front end, the right front. And I've noticed some issues with it in the past, but I haven't hardly been driving the truck, so I turned around and we came back here and I parked it and grabbed a few things that I needed and jumped in the car. I was pissed off and we just went on home. Because yes, we're going home every night now. We didn't last night. We actually stayed here last night so I could work on the truck and things late, but every other night we've been going home. And it's been wonderful. But the wheel hub went out on my truck. I ordered a new one. The parts just came in a few minutes ago. They're in there by my chair. I got to go get them, open them. I'm here, everyone. Calm down. What's up, Trouble? So I got to replace the wheel hub on my truck there. And it's got some wobble to it. Now I know why my wheel would shake. I thought it was my brakes at first, but it's not. It's the wheel hub. The bearings in it went out. You are quite adventurous to dive into the wheel hub like that. You're not shy at all. No, sir, I'm not. I could fix it today, and I may have it fixed today. I don't know, but I'll show y'all. Y'all see the metal shavings? Sorry about that. This thing should not move. It should not move like that. It's moving more than what the camera shows. But see all that metal there? That's coming out of the bearings that's in this wheel hub. So, yeah. I dove into it last night and got it apart, but it's not all of the way apart. No bueno. Nope, you're right. No bueno. Also, the Jeep that we recently acquired, which was Mandy's mama's Jeep. She's passed away for 2 years, so it's been sitting. Those of y'all that are here that might not know about the Jeep, we got it last week up here, and someone cut out the catalytic converters under it when it was when her mama was still alive, and she ran it out of gas, and it sat on the side of the interstate. Well, the new exhaust system came in yesterday, so I've got that to do also. The bearing went out, yes. Look at Luca over here, keeping an eye on me. Anyways, that's the new exhaust. I mocked it up. It came in parts, three main parts. I put it together to see what it's going to look like. That's what it'll look like when it goes up under the Jeep. I got the gaskets and the flanges and the bolts. And then also we got the new suspension in for the Avenger right here. All 4 struts and the sway arm and the tie rod end links right there. So I got all that to do. Stay off the porn sites, right? So those will go on the Avenger for her son to start driving when he gets his license. He just got his permit renewed last week. The one that just come out of the military. He had to go in for the weekend, this past weekend, because he's National Guard. And this past weekend was his weekend in. He said he loves it, and he's the only welder in their group, in their platoon, or whatever they want to call it. I don't know what you call it. But there's the Jeep. The exhaust just got to go under the Jeep. And then I got to work on my truck. And I still haven't fixed the Insta360 that Rooster sent us. Been kind of late, not real lazy, but doing things here and there at my own leisure. Last night I was also working on wiring up my light bars on the truck, but mostly the ones for the rear, because I want one switch that I'm wired up so when one switch turns on all the front ones at the same time, and then a switch that will turn on all the back ones at one time. I'm also going to wire the back ones into my reverse lights so that anytime I put it in reverse, all my rear lights, my light bars and all, my new pods, which I haven't put in yet, all that'll come on when I hit reverse. So, a lot going on. Rooster is a cool guy for sure. Amazingly generous and kind soul. Yep, no doubt. All of y'all, all of y'all are really. NJ's still alive, I guess. I seen him catch a carp a little while ago. I was over there hanging out with Miss Lit after we got orders done this morning, and I was sitting there beside her in my chair enjoying a cup of coffee. And I got on my game to collect my free war chest. I get a free war chest every 24 hours, so I try to claim it each day, but I don't do it every day. And then, because it's just free stuff, why not? And it's on the one and only game that I play, and y'all know it's Modern Warfare tanks. Anyhow, I got to get my stuff off of that cart right there, because that's our postal cart for the post office man, our postal driver, Patel. And so I got a lot of projects ahead of me. The bike is home. She's sitting home in the shed, locked up. I got a lot of work to do at home, a lot of cleanup to do, a bunch of dead grass that needs to be cut and whatnot. But I'm one man, do one thing at a time, and I pick and choose my battles, and it just all depends on my mood and what's more fun or what I feel like doing. Right now though, I need to get my shit off that cart so that when the mailman comes, we are going home tonight, most likely, unless I tell her we're staying, but I want to go home. I done got used to having a shower every night again. Cool, LITS. I used to play Modern Warfare a lot. It's fun, but I haven't played in about 3 years. Yeah, it took me about a 3-year break, and decided to recently, a few months ago, decided to start playing again the tanks game, the tanks Modern Warfare. And I really enjoy it. I used to play with a couple buddies of mine, and they're the ones that turned me on to it, because for years and years and years, I didn't play video games, and I do not play video games on my phone or anything like that. The one and only game that I will play when I'm bored or I'm just want some downtime is the tanks game, because it does relax me. And it's not super fast paced to where I can't keep up. It is a little fast sometimes, but you can go at your own pace. And that's what I like about it. Y'all forgive me, because I got to clean all my crap off this tray, this cart here, because this cart needs to go back up front. I was using it to get shit out of my truck. I don't know what I did with my little fuzzy microphone. I hope y'all can hear me. Probably need to keep y'all closer to me. I don't know how the volume is on this thing. Troll Garage Channel. Poda pun. What the fuck? Okay. Alright, you must be a troll. Trolling my garage channel. But yeah, I was just throwing shit on this cart last night to get it out of my truck, because the wonderful thing about having multiple vehicles is I don't have to be in a hurry to English please, Bill. That's right, Billy. I don't have to be in a hurry to fix any of it, as long as we got one vehicle running. And the Jeep's drivable, but it's not legal for the road. Miss Lit's got to go to DMV, and she's got to go to the tax office, pay the taxes on it, get the tag and registration renewed on it, because it's been sitting for 2 years. And our insurance lady at State Farm said as soon as we get that done to call her, and she'll add it to our policy. And it's a 2006, so it shouldn't cost us much. I don't think it will. Pretty sure it won't. And we're just gonna put liability on it for now. That's all. And then we're just gonna drive it. Once I get the exhaust on it fixed, which I'm pretty sure and confident that I won't have any problems doing the exhaust myself. And then I think I'm gonna change the muffler out. I was looking at some mufflers on Amazon that aren't real expensive, and some that have a deep tone, aggressive sound, and I think I want to put one of them on there, because it's got almost a 4.0 V6 and it's a 3.7, and I would just like it to sound a little better. But I'm not spending a bunch of money on one like a Flowmaster or nothing, and it's a V6, so it's obviously not going to sound like a V8, but I would like it to sound a little better than being super quiet. But if I don't like it, then the exhaust will come off and go back. Either way, it don't matter to me. Not a big deal. But we are live, and that's what's important, because I had Mr. Billy checking on me, which I absolutely think is wonderful, that y'all start missing me and Miss Lit and asking for us, and that makes me feel great. And I know we get on a routine and we get used to seeing people that we enjoy, and I'm so sorry that I don't go live as much as I was, and I want to get back into that routine. I don't know why I don't. I don't have any excuse why I don't go live more often like I was doing. It just, I don't know. I guess I just have to be in the mood for it. No, I don't know. If I ain't in the mood for it, it ain't happening. That's the only thing I know to say. Luca, you watching me? Woo! Need to find my microphone. But I got stuff every fucking where. I got shit everywhere. What's up, Bo? Hey, brother. How's it going? Glad to see you here, brother. Good to see all of you here. This is what we're working on. Well, I ain't working on it this minute, but I'll show you what happened. The wheel hub, the bearings in the wheel hub on my truck went bad. So I ordered a new one, and it came in just a little bit ago by Amazon, along with some other stuff. But yeah, I noticed something when I was driving that day before yesterday home. It was making a hell of a noise in the front end, and I thought it was my brakes, but it's not. It's the wheel hub. So I had to pull that big bastard off. The pictures, I mean, the camera never does it justice. And I got to pull the wheel hub off and put the new one in. The new one came in today. That was $70 just for the wheel hub. And I ordered a tap. It's a M20 metric 25, I think, if I remember right, by 1 1/4, because the top bolt on my brake caliper is actually stripped, or the threads are messed up. So I'm gonna try to fix that while I'm doing this also, because I only had one good bolt, and there's only 2 bolts, but they're big. They go in right there and right there. The one on the top, that last 1/2 inch of the bolt, the threads are boogered up. I don't remember what I did or how it happened, but it's been like that for quite a while, and I haven't fixed it because I ain't hardly been driving the truck. But now that I've got it apart, I ordered a drill, tap, and helicoil set to fix it, and new bolts. And all that came in just a little while ago. I haven't even been over there to open it. But you see the brake caliper right here. I've got it zip tied up out the way so it don't hang by the hose. Most of you guys, I'm sure, know, don't. What up, Slade? Don't let your brake caliper, especially when they're that big and heavy, because this is 4-wheel drive. But don't let them hang by your hose. They got hooks, and one of the sets of tools I ordered today came with 2 hooks just for that. Oh, I ordered a caliper spreader, and I know y'all know what that is. It's easier than using channel locks or fucking vice grips or some odd fucking tool or screwdriver to try to open up the pistons inside the caliper when you've got the proper tools to do it. And every time I do a job now, I try to buy a new tool that makes my life easier. So I bought one. It wasn't real expensive, and it was seemed like a really popular buy on Amazon. And so I got that, and you stick it in there and you crank it one way or the other, and it expands like this and opens up your brake caliper. And I also bought a pump that I've always wanted, to be able to bleed brakes by myself without having to have somebody in there doing it. It's a pump made for, it's a vacuum pump, hand pump, that you use to pull, vacuum, and get the air out of your brake lines, which I shouldn't have to do that, because I shouldn't have to break the line loose. But while it was on sale, I got the kit for like 13 bucks with a case and everything, and different hoses and fittings, and can't beat that. They're finally working. What's finally working? Trouble. So I'll just get to it whenever I get to it. Oh, your video? Oh, I got you. Right now, let's go over here. I got you on my tall tripod. And get the boxes that came in today and open them. There they are. Miss Lit brought them to me. I gotta get those. Miss Lit's right here, laying down with her dog, watching NJ. Probably trying to take her a nap before she has to go to the store. I have a vacuum pump that hooks up to my air compressor. Yeah, I looked at one of those. It's a pneumatic pump, and it wasn't that expensive. I may end up getting me one of them instead, and I put it in my cart on Amazon. It was a little more expensive, and I figured if I don't like this other one, well, I don't have any reason to even use this other one. I just wanted to go ahead and have one on hand in case I need it. But yeah, it looked really neat, because Amazon suggested one. I want to say it was like 26 bucks or something for the pneumatic, and I paid like 13 for the manual, I think it was, kind. And I bet this is the hub, because it's heavy. There's that, that's the drill. I'm still here. Wish I knew what I do with my little microphone. It might be in my bag over here. Hang on a minute. Let's see if it's in here or not. Damn plastic. Yeah, I was all up under my truck messing with wires, and I got all that took apart again, or pulled out. I hope like hell that I can do this right, so I don't have to buy a new spindle for my truck if I can't get it to work or do this right. There it is. If y'all be able to see it. That's the tap kit I bought. It's M8 by 125. It's got a drill bit the size needed. It's got the tap, and it's got the helicoils that are needed that go in there, and they act like new threads, so your bolt will. And I bought new bolts. They're M8, metric 8 size bolts. Because while I'm in there, why not go ahead and fix it and do it right? I don't want to half-ass it while I'm in there and got all that shit apart. I had a manual one, but one brake fluid gets on the O-rings, it don't suck anymore. Oh, really? I see. That's things I don't know. I ain't never used one, honestly. I've heard of them and I've seen them. I just ain't never used one myself. That should be the vacuum pump, I believe. Yep. Was yours like that, Billy? Sorry, the light. I got the light, but was it like that? I paid like 13 or 14 bucks for this. It's got a gauge, pressure gauge on here. I always wanted one and ain't never had one, so I bought me one, but it definitely is not expensive, and that way I've got it if I ever need it. And what I'm probably going to end up doing is investing in one of those pneumatic ones that you're talking about, because that I had a wife like that once, Billy. Once they get the ring, they don't suck anymore. Right? Here's the wheel hub for the truck. I can tell just by the weight. Try not to tear this box up real bad. Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that. They give you some fucking gloves to go with the wheel hub. Ain't that nice of them? And it comes with a new sensor and cable and all. But that's the new wheel hub with new bearings in it. This is actually the back side, and you can see the splines in there, because that's where my four-wheel drive, my CV axle will go in from my four-wheel drive. That'll be the wheel side. If you overfill the cup, brake fluid will go in the pump, which is the copper looking part. It eats the O-rings. Oh, yeah. Well, you know brake fluid is hell on everything. It'll eat up fucking paint and shit. New gaskets I had Miss Lit get for the exhaust. I may or may not need these for that exhaust on her truck, her Jeep, our Jeep, whatever you want to call it. They were cheap, $5 for the two. But these did not come with the kit, and these were in the suggestion. I thought for $5, I'd rather have them on hand than not to have them. What's up, Tommy? What's up, brother? I'm doing some unboxing of some parts I got to fix some things for the Jeep and for my truck. I had a wheel hub go bad on my truck on the front, and I got it right there. I just showed everybody. That was $70 I had to fork out, plus taxes. And that was for one that's not super expensive. I could have bought the Detroit axle ones and got the whole kit for like $140, and that was two of them. And I should be replacing two. Just go ahead and replace both of them at the same time, but the left one's fine. And to save money, I spent half and bought one to fix the one that's broke for now, and then at some point later, I'll buy another one before that one goes out. And got to remember, as big and heavy as them wheels are, woo, that's right, and how wide they are, they put a lot of extra strain and stress on the bearings and the wheels hubs and everything else. So when I built the kit and I did this truck and I bought them wheels, I knew that that would be an issue down the road if I drove it much, but I don't drive it much, so that's my saving grace. But this truck's got over 200,000 miles on it, and it's a 12, and I used to drive it on the job sites and everything every day, all over the job sites and everything, and I think I've done pretty damn good for making it this long. And I've had these wheels on here for probably about 5 years now. This kit, this lift and wheels has probably been on here 4 to 5 years. I'm thinking around 5 years now. I don't even remember when I put them on. I think I've done pretty good just now going through a set of bearings. And I felt it going, but I wasn't sure if it was my brakes or my bearings. But since I hardly ever drive the truck, I didn't take the time to take the wheel off to look at it. But I finally did yesterday and found out what was wrong. And I'm glad I did, because it was at the point now where I didn't need to drive it no more. It'd be safe for me worry about losing the fucking wheel off the truck, or it locking up or tearing up the fucking spindle or my four-wheel drive or anything else. So we turned the hell around and came right back, parked her, jumped in the car, and went home. And that was night before last night when that happened. This is something I bought for the house because I want more lighting out there, and I didn't spend nothing real expensive. But I like this because it comes with a remote, and even though it's motion sensor, it's hardwired. You hardwire this in. It's not solar. I do have solar lights at home for security, but I want this over by my shed in the area that I don't have my big security light on in my yard. I do have one security light that I have that comes from my light company installed when I first got the property 20-something years ago. And if any of y'all are new in here that didn't hear last week, me and Miss Lit made our last payment on the land. Our land is now paid off out in the country. And so everything we have is all paid off. The only thing we have to pay now is phone bill, water bill, electric, or power bill, and our insurance, and just food and gas. And I'm excited to see if this light will work good. I actually went ahead, since we got paid today, I went ahead and ordered another one. But I got my YouTube money for this month, or last month, yesterday in the bank. It wasn't a whole lot because I ain't been going live much, and we didn't make near as much money, and that's quite all right. I'm not complaining, but it was enough for me to buy the parts, and everything y'all see come in today, I used the money to buy the parts to fix the truck, so it was perfect timing. And on paying off land loan, yeah, it's paid for. I got it's almost an acre. It's 0.8 or 0.9 tenths of an acre, and it's plenty for me and Miss Lit. And I haven't even cleared the whole thing off. I still have a bunch of trees in the back, which I like it that way for privacy. There's nothing behind us but nothing but land and power line and all. It shouldn't never be sold. Every so many years, like every 10 years or 20 years, they come out there and get the trees off of it that are grown up big enough to sell to the paper mill. The old man that owns it, but I think he passed away here a few years ago, and I think his family took over. But they're not selling, which is wonderful, because we don't want nothing else coming behind us. And but we do have neighbors on our road. We do live on a privately maintained road. This is going to be really neat. It's cheap. It's not super expensive, but I need some more lighting for when I'm out in the yard working and doing things. And I got this at a big discount. Oh, you can move the little sensor around and the lights all aim around. And the cool thing about it is it came with a remote, because I don't know if y'all know, most of your security lights like this. What up, Tara? They come with a timer function. Cause I've already got two on the house like that. One on the front door and one at the back door. But now I want to put them on the corners of my place. But I'm going to start over there where my shed is in my work area where I'm doing things a lot. And because I like to get out there in the yard at nighttime. Obviously, y'all know I don't like the heat, so I like to be out there at nighttime doing things, and I want to be able to see at night. But anyhow, they make it real simple to hook up. I got this for 27 or 26 bucks. And you can change the color tone on it from warm to really bright white. And you can change the timer function on it. You can turn it to stay on, which is what I like about the remote, this type, which is why I picked it, because it had a coupon, and I ordered another one today. It'll be here tomorrow. I'm going to try them out at the house, the home place. And I'll probably get this one wired up this evening when we get home and try it out, because I don't like waiting. It's in brackets, a mounting bracket for it. Bushing. There's the remote. You can set the timer and change the color tone and the modes for the security on how it does. You can put it on auto, or you can also do a test. But what I like is you can tell it to just stay on, so when you're out there you don't have to worry about the damn thing timing out like a lot of security lights do. They have a timer function like the two I got at home. And once they time out, you got to move your hand or move around or something for the summits to come back on. And if I'm out there working, I don't want to deal with that crap. And so I got this one for the money and the remote, because I can tell the summits when I'm out there to stay on. And then when I'm done what I'm doing out there, I can put it back on automatic, and it'll go on and off for security if something passes by or whatever. And you can set the timer on how long it stays on and all that shit. So that's why I went with this one. And that's that. Now I'm making another big mess with all my shit, but it's all right. I don't mind. Let's see what we have in here. Feels like something heavy. How y'all doing? Tara, West Virginia. You dancing fool, you? Yeah. I done forgot what I bought. Oh, this is the brake caliper spreader. You could use this to spread some cheeks too if you wanted to. If you wanted to have some fun. I've never used it. Never used one like this. I've used the old cheap kind that you screw, and it's got a plate, and it backs in there, and as you screw it, it compresses the pistons back inside the brake caliper. But I like this because it's two different sizes. You got this size here, and then you can add these larger plates here, are magnetic, which is super cool. And it's for larger brakes, like my truck has. And you can change the clicker, and depending on which way you need to go, you can retract or push them out. I enjoy Jack's lives in the chat too. That's all the way in. This extends it out. Oh yeah. It's working. That's so neat, y'all. Yeah, I like it. I didn't buy a real expensive one. I don't buy real expensive stuff unless it's something I really think is worth spending a whole bunch of money on. Oh, look. They sent little cheap-ass fucking bullshit gloves, too. But, hey, it's alright. Now we got tools. Some new tools to do shit with. More shit. I like buying tools, man. It's an investment. Because you can use it to make money with, or you can use it just to fix your own shit with, instead of paying somebody else to do it, which I don't like. I wasn't never taught that way. I was taught to learn how to do it yourself. If you need a fucking specialty tool for it, then buy the motherfucker. So you can do it, instead of taking it to a shop to pay 4 times what it would cost you to buy the fucking tool, and just use your time and your head and your knowledge and your hands, your time and your effort, and do it yourself. And then you feel more proud. But some people don't have that leisure. They don't have a shop to do it in, or they have to do it in their yard in the fucking dirt, which I've been there and done that too. What's up, Jeff? Christmas Day? I wish. How you been, brother? We seen you in NJ's chat, but I didn't say nothing because I was on my game, and Miss Lit's over there hanging out. She was doing something on her phone, I think. Oh, yeah, she was making our Walmart order for groceries for the week because we got paid today. Our checks were short, but not a big deal. But how are you doing, Jeff? We've been missing you. But I haven't been going live much, so that's my own damn fault. But the few lives I've done recently, you haven't been there, so we was kind of worried. I figured, honestly, I told Miss Lit the other night when she asked me if I've seen or heard from you, and I'm like, no, but I've seen him in NJ's chat, in Joe's chat, I believe, but he hasn't been in my last few chats, and I was like, maybe I said something wrong. And maybe I said something wrong that he didn't like, and I ran him off. But I see you're here, and I'm glad you're here. Thank you, brother. I see you're still a member, too, so that's wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on. We was getting worried about you. Even Miss Lit was asking about you. I get up at 3 a.m., and so I nap. Okay, I got you. Shit, I was up early as hell yesterday. I couldn't sleep, man. I was like, Miss Lit, you ready to get up? We was at home, and she looked at me like I was fucking crazy at 6:30 in the morning, and I was like, I'll drive. You stay in your PJs and take what you need. We'll get back up. We get up there, you can go to sleep. But I was excited to work on the truck, and I look for you all the time. Oh, do you? I'm sorry, brother. It's my fault. Oh, I got another package to open over here. I had to order some tools, Jeff. You don't know what all is going on, but the wheel hub went out in my truck the other night. We was trying to drive it home with stuff from here to take home, and we made it around the block and turn around because it sounded like my right front wheel was going to fall off. Hey, Teresa, how are you? What's up, Hafiz? Garage tour, please. Well, hang on a minute. It's all a mess. Oh, there's the new bolts for the brake caliper. They're metric 8s, I think. Is it M8? Yeah. Yes, M8, because I had to buy a tap. I had to buy a tap kit so I can fix one of the bolts that's stripped out on my brake caliper that's messed up. It's been like that for a long time. I had to take the wheel off yesterday and last night. You can't say anything that bugs me. How you feeling, Tara? Or Teresa? I'm sorry. Jeff, this is what we have going on. This is one of the things we have going on. I've got to take that off today or one day. It ain't no big rush. We got to take that off. It's not real hard. I got to break that ball joint loose right there and drop that spindle to lean it forward to get to the 3 bolts on the back side of the wheel hub to pull it off. And I'll just tap it with a hammer and it'll come off of there, and then I put the new one on, which came in today. That was $70-something just for the wheel hub for that, because I will show you why. I showed others earlier, but you can see the metal shavings that were coming from the bearings and from this. Can't really see it right now the way I've got it, but it moves way too much. So anyways, it was making a hell of a racket, and I thought it was my brakes at first. And so anyways, I got the wheel off over there and the part came in today. We may get to that today, I don't know, but then we got the Jeep and I got to put the exhaust under it. That came in yesterday. I laid it out. It comes in 3 different sections. Sorry, y'all, this damn thing's loose. Keeps falling. Let me tighten it up. All that's got to go back under the Jeep, because I don't know if y'all remember, this was Mandy's mama's Jeep, and it's been sitting in her mama's place for 2 years now. Her mama's been gone for 2 years, so the Jeep's been sitting there longer than that. That's why it looks so nasty. I got to clean it up, but the interior looks like it's new. And this is 4-wheel drive Jeep Liberty, paid for. But somebody cut the cats out from under it when it was stuck on the side of the road when her mama ran it out of gas before she as she was starting to get sick. And then we got this. We got 4 new struts and the end links and all for the Avenger. So I got to put all 4 struts on the Avenger. So all 4 wheels got to come off. I got to do all that. Her son's going to start driving. We're going to trade. Her son's going to take the Avenger once we get the Jeep finished, and she's got to go to DMV and get a new tag put on it, pay the taxes on it. Yeah, that's old Luca. Keeping an eye on Daddy. He's supervising. So I got to get the exhaust put under the Jeep because they cut a majority of that out. The centerpiece where the 2 cats are and the center here, they just took a sawzall under there and cut it. It will handle better. Yes, it will. It floats like a boat right now because the struts on it now are wore slap out, especially the front end. And it keeps eating tires, and we can't. There's no sense in getting an alignment on it until I get all the suspension replaced. So her son got his military money, his sign-on bonus last week. So he bought the exhaust system for the Jeep because originally he was going to drive the Jeep. But after we got it here, Mandy realized she missed her mama, and her mom realized it was her Jeep and the memories. She wants the Jeep, and her son said he don't care what he's got as long as he gets a car. So I had him buy all that so I can fix all that on the car. Then once I get all that put on there, then I'll take it next door down the street and have it aligned, have an alignment done, and then he can put new tires on it or whatever. And then it won't eat tires no more. Same thing. Well, different story here. With the Jeep, I got to put that exhaust system under there. It's all bolt up, but I got to take the stuff that's under there down. Luca equals love. Yes, he does. And we like the Jeep a lot more. It's got four-wheel drive. It's got the tow hitch on the back so we can pull our trailer with it. And it's got a 3.7 V6 in it that's only got 93,000 miles on it because her mama was an old lady and she didn't drive anywhere but just to work and back. And the worst thing about it is it just needs to be washed up real good because it sat out there under the trees. But the interior is like brand new. This guy even got a sunroof in it and everything works, even the sunroof, and no, it does not leak. It's in great shape. The engine compartment's in great shape. So we're gonna, me and Miss Litt are gonna take the Jeep, and that'll be ours, and then we're gonna give her son the car, the Avenger, which has a V6 in it too. That's a peppy ass little car. That little car will run when you want it to. Anyhow, that's our game plan right now. I also got to work on my chainsaw. I brought it up here. It's a cheap Pullen that I bought years ago. I used to have a Husqvarna, but I sold it to a friend that needed it after a storm, and I needed the money, so I let him buy it from me for like half the price of a new one, and it was like brand new. But I went and got this several years ago, brand new, and it's nothing fancy, but the pull cord from sitting in my shop is not working, so I've got to see how the cord stays out like that. That's not supposed to do that. So I'm gonna take it apart and I'm gonna fix it. Anyways, the spring in it or the coil in it, I just got to do that. Hey Marilyn, what's up? How you doing? Front struts are easier than the rear. Most you have to remove the rear seat in order to get to the top bolts. Not in this car. I've already YouTubed it and everything, Billy. You are correct, but in this car you can access it from the trunk. And it's really easy. Actually, the rear is easier on this car than the front, just because there's less stuff in the way. The trunk, all you do is take the liner, which is really easy. It's just got little pop button plastic pot rivets holding it in. You pull the liner off the sides and the bolts are right there. And you take the wheel off, and there's one bolt at the bottom that holds it on. The front's not that hard either, but it's more involved than the back is. High LITS and all have a Jeep Liberty too. Oh, do you, Marilyn? I got to replace the exhaust on. Damn, you're lucky. Who's lucky? Easy the problem. Yeah. What's up, Fina? I can't say your name right. Sorry, my amp is there. LOL. Oh, you have an amp, Jeff? I got an amp in there too, but it's on the front of the box, which is in the back. And I don't think the box is going to be in my way, from what I remember. I think I can get to the bolts without moving the box or taking the subs out of her trunk. I got my amp mounted though. Her amp, it's hers. It was her daughter's in her daughter's car, but her daughter decided she didn't want it no more when she got her new Altima. Well, there's Radar laying in the seat. He loves being in the car, and then Luca. Y'all don't mind my mess. I ain't cleaned these vehicles in a while. It ain't a perfect job, but there's my amp for Miss Litt. It was actually her daughter's. But I put it on the front side of the box so it's on this side so I can access it easy. I got it grounded to the frame, and I've got my fuses and all there. I actually installed some, what you call it? Yeah. You can't see in there, but the bolts are right there, and I've already got that panel removed because I was doing some work there a while back, which I need to finish what I was doing. Scoot over, and then the other bolts are right there in that corner, which I have to pull that side panel off, but they're easy to get to. Oh, my truck looks pitiful. Yeah, look at him. He just blinked slowly at me. You see him up there? He was looking at me. So yeah, that's what we got going on in the shop. Mr. Luca, what are you doing? Huh? Say hey to everybody. You still sleepy, ain't you? He said, get that crap out my face. Cat who? Luca. Hi, sweet boy. What are you doing? He was laying on my chest and in my lap earlier. He fell asleep. Hi, sweet boy. Mr. Luca, don't hurt your Tootsie's toes. What? A sweet boy. And then Radar's down there. There he is. He loves being in his mama's car. Oh, the light faded away. And no, I haven't shaved again. Miss Lit told me I need to let it grow out like Jack Wolf, the one we watch in Key West. I've never let it grow out past like this long right here ever. But it's not bad. I don't mind it. It needs to be cleaned up, I guess, or trimmed, but as I don't like it getting real shaggy and nasty looking, and I got to shave all this. Radar in the driver's seat. Yep, he ready to go. I have a tick problem in my house. That's not good. Damn, I ain't never heard of nobody having tick problems. Now flea problems, yeah, but we treat all of ours for fleas. I need to run, but great seeing you, Lit. Excellent work on the wheel bearing thing. Impressive. Thanks, brother. I ain't finished it yet. I ain't done the real work yet, but I will. I don't know if I'll get to it today or not, but hopefully by the weekend I'll have it finished. That's my plan, because I want to take it home. Oh, Miss Lit's fixing to leave me. I guess she's got to go. Yes, 2:06. I didn't know it was that late. Next door dog have a lot of tricks, or ticks, I guess. She's got to go over to the store. I forgot to look for my mic. I was going to look for my mic. Hey. You fat boy, come here. Mama got to leave. Did Radar get out? Oh, he's under the Jeep. Tell everybody hello. Billy, Jeff.
Hi. Jeff's here? Jeff, where you been?
Dean's in there. Teresa, Marilyn from Jack. Tara, all of them.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Tara, Teresa, and Dean. Hi.
Billy, Bo.
And Jeffy's here, and I gotta leave.
I know. But you'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back.
I'm getting a head cleaning, y'all. Because I let my hair grow out.
Billy Bob.
There's Jeff. Yep.
Yep. We've been missing you, Jeff, bad.
I told him.
You told him?
Uh-huh. He said usually he wakes up at 3:30 or 3 a.m. and then he takes naps. And he said he looks for us all the time. I just haven't been live much. I need to do better. Much better. Look at this, y'all. Gee whiz. He does it to my beard all the time. He'll have my beard all wonky. The hair will be standing out and up here. Chihuahua Jeff. Miss Lit's birthday is right around the corner. Yes, it is. Y'all don't forget and try to make sure I go live that day so y'all can all tell her happy birthday. You clean there, right, Jeff? It's so beautiful outside. Perfect bike riding weather. Normally Luca will try to run out the door. Behind the ears. Oh, I gotta put my earpiece in because she's gonna be calling me. Yep, she's calling me now. That stupid door. I'm gonna have to fix the door or something. There we go. My doors do the same. It's the motor. Yeah, it just every once in a while it does that crap. It just started doing it again. It ain't done it in the longest time, and all of a sudden now it decides it wants to do it again. But your beard looks good. Oh, well, thank you, Marilyn. I appreciate it. I'm not used to letting it grow out like this. Second time I've let it grow out, and then there's all this crap up here. I can't stand it. I like my head to be shaved, and I've just been lazy. And the couple nights we were home, last few nights we were home, I forgot and left my razor and shit up here. So I've got it over there ready to put in the car when we go home this evening. Maybe I'll shave up tonight, but Miss Lit said I should let it grow out like Jack. So I don't know, and I know No Shave November's coming up, and I ain't never done that or got into that whole thing, but it feels like a month since I saw you. Does it really? I'm sorry. I've been live a few times. You just didn't catch us, that's all. Sorry about that, brother. Sorry, buddy. Not sure why it did that. Don't know why it's slipping. Woo! Yeah, she left. She had to go up to the store. We had some bullshit go down up here last week, Jeff. So we're no longer staying here, although we did stay here last night. And that's because I was too tired to go home, and because I was working on my truck and waiting on parts to come in. That exhaust came in really late yesterday evening. So we just decided, fuck it. We stayed here last night, but we are going home tonight. And we've been staying home I got pissed off at the owner's wife because she was throwing daggers at me the other day over at the office while they hemmed Miss Lit up in the office privately with the door shut without her knowing, without me knowing, and I had to hear about the bullshit through the phone while she was over there on the phone with me. And it was just some bullshit. Then they tried to renege and try to be nice. Well, we didn't mean for y'all to leave and this and that. And Louis is sad now because we've left, because I'm taking all my shit home, except for whatever tools I need to stay up here to finish what I'm working on right now, these vehicles, obviously. And then in the future, once I get done with all this, all my tools and all our shit. And whenever I have a job or I need to do something, if I can't do it at home or at Toby's next door, my neighbor in his shop, which he has a full lift, which is much better anyways. Easier on me because I don't have to be on the ground. I can just lift the car up and do everything I need to do right there at eye level, like I like to do. Yeah, it is best. And no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm gonna still be nice, but when I say that, I'm not doing nothing for extra for free. I come in here, I'm gonna do my job, and that's it. No extra shit. Any extra shit he wants me to do, I'm gonna do like I used to do him before, and that's I'm gonna charge him out the fucking ass, cash, money under the table for any side work that he wants me to do or anything outside of what I was hired to do here. Which is the way I used to do it anyway, and it turned out good because I made really good money off the man. Doing side work on all his vehicles and doing this and doing that. But ass, gas, or grass. Yeah, there you go, Jeff. So anyways, they pissed me the fuck off, pissed Miss Lit off, really pissed me off. I was to the point where I was almost ready to quit. But I didn't, and I got away from here, and I calmed down, and I took Friday off and just stayed home and went next door to my neighbor's house, Toby, and hung out in the shop with him and Danny, and we had a great time, had a blast. I needed that energy, and that it was wonderful. It felt normal again. And Louis, our owner here, said he was glad I took the day off and calmed down and needed that, and I stayed home while Miss Lit came to work. She had to be at the store all day that day anyway. So I would have been here in the warehouse alone all day, but that's not a big deal. But anyhow, I took the day because I don't never take off work. Why would I take off work when I got it made here and I can sleep here and take naps here and eat here and everything I need to do here that I can do at home damn near. And save money on gas. Because it's a 45-minute drive home or here. If I'm not hauling ass and I'm doing, especially going home in the afternoon with all the traffic and all. But coming here in the morning's not as bad, and I like to run 80 miles an hour down the interstate when I'm driving. Not in the truck, but when I'm in her car, or when we're in the Jeep, that's probably what I'll do. I ride with the flow of traffic, or sometimes I like to be a little bit faster than the traffic. That's just how I am. Love some ass, yes. I don't mind helping, but don't take advantage. Yeah, that's right. Well, I've been giving out my extra services for free because I thought it was only right, because we were living off of their power bill, living here for the past few months. We've been staying up here, living here, as y'all know. And Lisa, his wife, came up here one day last week for some legal shit for taxes for the business. And Miss Lit thought it'd be a good idea and was excited to go show Lisa, the owner, the makeshift shower I made under the carport out back in the back of the property, where it's real private and closed off back there. That was the nail on the head for her, and she went home that night and made a big deal about us staying here and that Miss Lit should be taking showers at home in her own home. And Miss Lit loved it. She thought it was great. It was like camping for us. But anyways, it pissed her off really pissed me off because they were throwing that she was throwing daggers at my mental health issues, saying that I need therapy really bad. I need it right now, and it was almost like she was demanding I get therapy. And I've been to therapy for 3 or 4 years and went to several 3 different psychiatrists and a few different therapists. And the best thing that ever helped me was exercising and losing weight, and that's what I need to do, and that's something me and Miss Lit talked about doing recently. This past week, since all that happened, we want to start walking and running or exercising more and trying to get our health better and get some of this weight off of me. I think that'll help my anxiety. I know it will. It did before. I loved going to the gym every day and walking or jogging or running on the track up there and losing. I lost like 25 pounds when I done that. And I need to get back to that. And it always made me feel good and feel happy. I got up to where I was running, jogging, walking, whatever you want to call it, because I would do it in sprints or whatever. Walk some, jog some, run for a little bit, go back to a walk, jog some more. But anyhow, I got up to where I was 3.5 miles a day. And I went 7 days a week because that place, the leisure center's open 7 days a week. And if you pay for the membership, which ain't too bad, I think it's $135 for a year, you can go to the gym all you want and go in there. Now, it don't cost anything to go in there and play on the basketball court or walk the track. They got a walking track, which people go there all the time. It's a lot of fun. Maybe she needs help. How does that feel? Yeah, that's right. That's how Miss Lit said. And she said that. But they hired me knowing I have issues. That was all in the forefront and all in the beginning. I haven't given them any drama, no problems. I'm always here, whether I'm staying at home or whether we were living here. We're always here. We always do the work and then some. And then anytime Louie, or it's usually Louie, that needs me to put his personal shit, like them refrigerators and stoves and shit back there, or any other shit, any other parts, or put lights and fancy shit on his vehicles, I'd do it for free recently. And I'd sell them things on my own personal marketplace because he won't fucking do it. And then I don't get no money out of it unless I sell it for more than what he's asking, and then I get to keep $50 per unit, which nobody's paying what he's asking for. And he told me to put firm on there. So they're not moving, they're not selling, they're just sitting there. So I'm taking the shit off my personal shit. I'm not going out of my way for him or his wife anymore. If they want anything extra, they're going to pay me. If they don't want to pay me, then yeah, another thing that Lisa told, the biggest thing that pissed me off about the whole thing is they didn't do it with me there. I wasn't there part of the meeting, and it was against HIPAA rules and privacy rules between employer and employee. She didn't privately come to me and have a sit-down talk with me about my problems or her issues with me. Yes, I could go to the labor board, and yes, I could get her into trouble, but it'd only be a slap on the wrist or whatever you want to fucking call it, because they're rich and got all the money they need and lawyers and shit to protect them. Been through that. I've been through that bullshit before. I don't want to deal with that here because I like being here. It's easy work, easy job, easy work, and I've got a place to do things when I need to. And now Louis feels bad. He kept trying to get his wife to shut up, and every time he'd say something to her to tell her to leave it alone, she'd put her hand up to him in there with Miss Lit and tell him to shut up. At one time, he walked out of the office. It's a federal thing. Yeah, I know. I've been there and done that already. I've already lost 2 jobs because of my mental problems, and then the state got involved because that's when I was going through therapy. My therapist, when I told my therapist about it, she reached out to hire personnel in our state, and our state did an investigation and found the lady that fired me, the safety woman. They fired her. They had her fired, and then they offered me my job back, but I didn't want it because I'd already moved on to a new job, still making really good money. That was when I was in construction operating. Thank you, Teresa. if you're talking about me. But now that we got the land paid off, exactly, Jeff. That's right. Several of y'all that were in here last week when I went live about it, because I needed to cool off, so I came on here and vented for a while with all of you that showed up, and I love y'all for that. Jeff, you were not here. Obviously, you must have been taking one of your beauty naps. But anyhow, now you know you're up to speed. I ain't put as much detail in it this time as I did before because I don't feel like going into all detail. There's no reason for it. But we went home. I had a 3-day weekend. It was great. And we've made our minds up now since everything's paid off. And now I'm starting to make a little bit of money on the YouTube. So that'll help cover the loss and the pay on the paychecks. Because me and Miss Lit are at the point now where we could, technically, we sat down and we did our bills just to have necessity stuff that we need right now, just like phones, water, electric, internet, insurance, food and gas. We could live off of just her paycheck here if I wanted to quit and go do full-time YouTube and do side jobs. But I don't want to do that yet. I want to stay here and keep making my little $12 an hour. But what we are going to do is not come in and be up as early. And we told Louie, or whatever, we're going to make our own hours basically as long as the work gets done. Work here is slowed down anyway. And if I can get my ass in gear and start doing more projects and doing more stuff with you guys, maybe the super chats will keep coming, and I can eventually one day work on YouTube full time. But that's just a thought. Yes, I put a short video up there with us melting the copper. Yes, with Toby. Did any of y'all see that video, that short video I put together at over the weekend of me and Toby and Danny and us melting the copper and then putting it in a form, and then all the aluminum pucks that he makes and shit. That's something he loves to do in his pastime, and it's just money sitting there if he ever wants to take it and go cash it in at the scrap yard. But that was pretty neat. But I let GoPro, the app, put together that neat little. It did it automatically. That little video. I have to do short videos at home because our internet is real slow. It's dial up. That's one other major thing that I love being here. Is the internet here is so good that I can do my videos and upload my videos here a whole lot better and faster in my editing and all. Now I could sit home and edit, but I can't upload big videos and shit from home. I'd have to go somewhere to a hotel and run off of their fucking internet, or McDonald's or somewhere else that's got better internet than we have at home. The only way I can, it took an hour for me to upload that 1 minute and 8 second or 1 minute and 4 second fucking video because our internet's so slow at home. That's why. So I like being here purely for that fact as well, because I get to use the internet here, which is the best we can have here in our area and the city. And my videos upload much faster, 10 times faster, if not more than that. So that's another thing I love about coming up here. And I was trying to play my old PlayStation 4 at home with my tanks game, and it glitches bad and it lags bad, and I keep getting killed real easy on my tanks game, and I get upset and aggravated and just turn the shit off because the internet just ain't good enough and it pisses me off. So that's another thing. I get to come up here and play my game every once in a while. I don't play my game all the time, but it's just something I like to do every once in a while, just like everybody likes to play or do their thing. That's the one and only game I play in my life. I don't play games on my phone or anything. This is the excitement or the gist of what I do on here, or I'm on Amazon shopping or I like window shopping on Amazon. That's relaxing to me. So anyways, that's what's going on. I got these projects here. I got to work on the Jeep, but I'm not in a hurry to do that until she gets her ass up to the DMV and the tax building to make it legal. Yes, I'm going to do that. I might start on it today. I don't know. I got to work on my truck. I got to pull that wheel hub off and put the new one back in it. I got to do the Jeep. If I'd quit talking, I could get to it, but I have to also do my job, and I have to keep going back and forth to the computer up front to check for orders. And then on top of that, I got a slew of personal stuff up here that I've been trying to go through that I want to take home, but we can take that in increments in the car. The car's got a back seat and a trunk that will hold a good bit of stuff. And as soon as I get this Jeep legal and the exhaust fixed on it, I'm going to clean it up as best I can. And I'm going to use it to start pulling our trailer instead of my truck. And that way I can save the miles on my truck and them big ass fucking tires. And so I've also got to put the struts on the Avenger that she's driving right now. Louis, the boss man, him and his son were up here this weekend because he spent $5,000 on wheels and tires that he did not need just because he wanted to. And these are the old ones that come off of his TRX Ram. And they still have really good tread on them. There's nothing wrong with them. Just spending money to spend money. But then he complains about other stupid petty shit. And anyways, all of them just come off of his 860 horsepower TRX Ram. So you have to move out of the shop, or do you want to move out? Louis doesn't really want us to. He wanted us to make it a part-time thing where we stay up here when I've got projects going on. He don't have a problem with that. Lisa, the wife, does not want us living here or staying here overnight. They don't mind us staying here late at night to fix something, but Lisa has a real issue once Mandy showed her the shower. She thinks that Mandy is sacrificing her life and her happiness for me and my mental issues to cater to me. And she doesn't think it's right. She says it's not normal. And it's not normal for us to not want to go home. And she knows it's convenient for us to stay here because we don't have to drive home and drive back. We don't have to get up as early. We don't have to go to bed as early. All that shit was talked about. So it's really Lisa, the wife. Louis said that he was okay with us staying here as long as the light bill stays down. He had already talked about that to us a couple months. There's a train going by. Y'all might not hear it. I don't know. A couple months ago, he was upset because the light bill was $300 higher than what it was last year at the same time. $300 is what we made it go up. So I told him I'd do better. Well, I asked him through Mandy in the meeting when she was over there. I was relaying shit. She wasn't saying half the shit I was saying because I would have been fired if they'd have heard all the bullshit I was saying. I was cussing and raising hell in poor Miss Lit's ear because I wanted to be there to defend my fucking self, and I couldn't be. But then I calmed the fuck down and took a 3-day weekend. And I'm good now, but I'm standing my ground because, LOL, get them lit. And so, you know, now it's a personal thing for me. She pissed me off, and I'm just like, you know what? No more nice guy. I want all my shit out of here as soon as I can. And then I don't want to stay in here anymore. Unless it's just a rare occasion like last night. One of the things last night we stayed here for was Miss Lit was supposed to go live last night on her jewelry paparazzi. And those nights we will be here late when she does, but then she changed her mind and decided not to. But she was tired. I was tired because I had us up early yesterday morning. And I just said, why don't we just stay here? The fucking tiny house is here. We just sleep in there for the night. She's like, that was fine. And she liked it anyway. And because we can stay up later and sleep in later and still be here on time. The worst thing about going home is having to go to bed earlier and then having to get up earlier like most normal people because of the driving time that's involved and because of how far away we live. And then obviously our light bill is going to go back up more and our gas bill is going to go up more. But that's part of living. I'm not complaining about that. It was just a convenience. It was nice. But as far as do I want to live here? I like staying here when we got stuff going on and it's very convenient and it saves us money at home. It gives us more money to do other things with because we're not spending money on gas and we're not buying extra food and we're not using our lights at home, bare minimum. Fuck her, Lit. Yep, exactly. That's what I said. And right now I'm proving a point to them because Louis also made a comment about all my stuff being here, how much stuff I've acquired up here, all my tools and all my parts and all my shit. He says he don't believe that we have enough room at home on our property to take all this home. So I'm on a mission to show him he's wrong. Because I got a shed and I got a 4-bedroom, 2-bath mobile home that only me and Miss Lit live in. So all our shit is going back home. And I don't want him or anyone else being able to use my tools freely like I've let them do in the past. And he's going to pay me out the fucking ass. When he did these tires and wheels on his truck, he thought I was going to do it for him. And I told him, oh, hell no, I'm not. I will do it for $100 a wheel. And he told me to kiss his ass that him and his son will come up here and do it. And they did. I watched them on the camera a little bit for a few minutes on my security camera I have here. I seen them in here struggling and look like fucking circus clowns in here trying to fuck a football, trying to work on Daddy's truck. And Daddy was being lazy, letting the young son, do all the good work. Do all the hard work while he supervised. And because he's lazy. But he'll tell you he's lazy. That's another reason he says he likes us being here is because he don't have to unlock the shop. If we're here, he just lets us know ahead of time and we can open the door and he can walk in. That's how fucking lazy and how Louis is. Anyhow, what's up, Chuck? So I told him $400. That was $100 a wheel because I had to take the ones off, these, and I had to put the other ones on, and they're not fucking light, and then it would have fucked my back up for a few days. So I told him $100 a fucking wheel, and I'll do it for him. And I wanted cash like we used to do, and he told me no, and I'm fine with that. That's shit that I didn't have to do, and I took me a 3A weekend and enjoyed the fuck out of myself at home. And they did it themselves real late at night in here. He even asked me if I would at least leave my floor jack here for him and his son to use. And I was like, no, you bring your own. He said, okay. I was like, no, y'all, you and your wife gonna attack me and I'm not even there to defend myself? Nah, no more nice guy. Hey, it's none her beeswax. That's right. I know I keep repeating myself, and I'm sorry. Try to move on. I need to go up front. I need some more coffee. I hate seeing my truck like that. I keep staring at it. Could y'all imagine if I had them wheels like that set up in a dually configuration? If I had 2 sets of wheels like that on the back of my truck, I think it'd be bad as fuck to have them like that and then have 1 set of those up front. I even thought about doing 2 sets up front like Whistling Diesel did on his, but I'd have to raise my truck up more. Rolling coal, yeah, if I had a diesel, fuck yeah. I could turn that into a damn They got axle extensions you can get, and I could actually do that, but it cost me a couple grand to buy 2 more wheels and tires set up like that to go back on the front. So, but it just looks badass when I did it. When I rolled the wheels back there, that wheel back there, and looked at it, it would be badass. Made me think about old Whistling Diesel and his big Mighty Max that he built when he had all the tires on stacked side by side. The wheel hub went out. The bearings in the wheel hub went out. She's talking to Louie, telling him what happened. Bless you. 0 orders on the system. Nothing up there. 0. Y'all probably can't see that. Yeah, I had to. It probably wouldn't have made it home as bad as it was. I thought it was my brakes. I am so big fat nap on the clock. Splendid PC, what's up? Do you have bulk customers or retail customers more here? We don't have any walk-in. This is not open to the public. We only sell to the public or anyone online here. Now the store is open to the public, which is where Miss Lit goes every afternoon. And it's like 1.5 miles up the road. That was radar bumping the tripod. Anyways, business has been slow. But the store stays more busy because they're open to the public and online. I'll be back. I'm going in here to take a leak, and y'all just hang out and enjoy yourselves or entertain each other. Jeff, if you need a nap, you go right on ahead, brother. Yes, I washed my hands and I rinsed my face. Who acts like that? Yeah, well, fuck her. Miss Lit seen her yesterday 'cause she was in there doing payroll, Lisa, and she said, I'll never look at her the same. At least not for a long time. She don't even care to hear her talk or even want to talk to her. Because she attacked us personally for no reason. We haven't given her any problems. None whatsoever. And I go out of my way, so does Miss Lit, without asking for extra pay. They already pay us fucking cheap as shit. And they know they do. I've done told y'all what they fucking pay us. But yet we're still here every fucking day. We never miss work. The only time we miss work is if we got to run across the street to the doctor's office for our monthly checkup, or every 3-month checkup for me so I can get my medication every 3 months, or Miss Lit has to run up to the store for something, or she runs errands for them. But yet, because I put a shower up in the back for Miss Lit to take a shower out back, which it was fully enclosed and private, Miss Lit thought it was fun. And that just took it over the top, she said, for her. And that just was not normal. And so, what the fuck ever. So, you know what? I'll show you normal. All my shit's coming out of here. It'll take a little while, but it's coming out. And they know. Because Miss Lit told them what I'm doing. Then they wanted to know why I was overreacting. I said, because I'm doing what y'all did. Y'all are overreacting over nothing. So I'm going to react the same way. And all my shit's coming out here. And because I am an extremist. I'm either all in or I'm all out. And that's the way I've always been. There ain't much gray area for me or in between. I'm either 100% in or I'm out. I'm done. And they're lucky I didn't quit. Especially when Miss Lit said, you know what? I wouldn't be mad if you did, because we can live off my check and what little bit you're making on YouTube. But I'm not doing that. I just don't work that way. Unless I have another job lined up. My YouTube is not good enough for me to feel justifyingly ready to just quit my job, because it fluctuates too much, and I'm not big enough for that. Maybe one day that could happen, but not right now. Now, if they fire me or something, or they come at me again, then we'll make it. Even if I have to, I mean, I'll make money. I'll make side jobs working on vehicles like I used to do. And Toby's, I can use Toby's shop next door to do all my side work, which I've done before. He loves it when I'm over there because it gives him attention when he's there, and he loves seeing me work in the shop. When I'm in the shop, I'll clean up the shop. He don't. He keeps the shop really fucking nasty and dirty, and tricking ain't easy. Lucky you don't report them to the. That's exactly right. That's what everybody else said too, Tara. So I've had a couple people heard my story say that I should have. Even my mom thinks I should to teach her a lesson, but I'm not. Now, if it happens again, I'm a threaten and tell her, or I'm just gonna make a phone call and do it, because you can't do that. But I know what'll happen because I've been there and done that before. She won't get fired because she's the company owner. Everything's in her name. They are very wealthy. They have a lawyer or two at hand, a phone call away, for anything and everything. They've got insurance to cover anything and everything. And all she would get is a very small penalty or fine. And that's it. That's it. Because she's the owner. And this is a right to hire and fire state. I've already dealt with the labor board before. The employers do not get hurt, and they can fire you at a moment's notice without any reason in this state of South Carolina. They don't have to have a reason or anything. And they did that a long time ago. I think I can't remember if it's always been like that or wasn't. But I was told by the labor board years ago when I had an issue at work with an employer picking on me and discriminating against me, because I took one day off to spend with my children before they had to go back to take them fishing. And I never missed work, ever. But because I took one Monday off, and they knew I was doing it because I told them the week before, I was going to take the day off to take Joe and Josh, my baby boys, down to Charleston, to Folly Beach Pier to take them fishing the day before they started back to school, because their summer was end up. He told me to take the rest of the week off after that, and then when I came back in that following Monday, he said we were going to have a sit-down meeting with the owner, me and my superintendent, and when we did, he said he should fire me to make an example out of me, what he would not tolerate in the company. And then he took a $2 raise away from me that I had worked really hard for. So I called the labor board that week, and they said that he legally can do that, and he could fire me if he wanted to without any repercussion to him or the company. The worst thing that he did was took my $2 cut of pay from me without sending me a letter in writing to do it 7 days before he did it. The only thing that would happen to him as an employer and owner is the state would make him go back and for them 7 days that he didn't send me a letter and pay me my full pay before he took the $2 away from me. And then it was advised to me not to do that until I found a new job, and that I could claim against them for 1 year, 365 days from the day it happened out. So I had 1 year to make a decision, to find a job, move on, whatever. We get it, yeah. So this state is not for the employee at all. It's for the employer. We're fucked. We either kiss ass or do what we're told, or we find a new job if we don't like it. HIPAA, yeah, they are bigger, and yeah, she crossed the lines with HIPAA. Yeah, I don't know what would happen with HIPAA, because that was a different situation, but I did have another woman fired because she tried to make me do something. She tried to make me get out and lead exercises in front of over 100 employees in a circle out in a parking lot when I was in construction, because I was 2 minutes late. And I told her I would not do it. For one, it wasn't what I was hired to do. Two, because of my anxiety and my PTSD, there was no way, and my stage fright, there's no way I could get out in front of all them people without having serious anxiety or problems. And she said, you want to bet that you're going to do it? And I said, yeah, I do. I told her I wasn't getting out there, even if it meant I would lose my job. So she went to my superintendent across the crowd, because he was on the other side of the circle. He come over there and talked to me and said, are you saying no, you're not going to lead the exercises for the group? And I said, yeah. He said, well, she's going to fire you, and there ain't nothing I can do, and I really wish you would do it, because I need you here. I need you today in the motor grader. And I was like, I get that, but I got ground to stand, and I'm not getting out there in front of all them people. That's not what y'all hired me to do. It wasn't even stipulated in anything I did in my hiring that I had to ever do that. So I told Bob, I said, no, I can go find me another job somewhere else. So he went over there and talked to her, and then he came back to me again and said, yeah, you got to go, you got to leave. So I went to my therapist, my next show up, and told her what happened. I had already lined up a new job, but I had just gotten COVID, so I had to wait for COVID to end and get a free COVID-free test before I could start the new job. But I already had the job lined up with another friend, making really good money, and operating a motor grader with it and really nice equipment. And then I met Miss Lit. So I met Miss Lit during all that bullshit. And then, yeah, but you got to have money to get an attorney to fight that shit to get anywhere. Anyways, it took a while. It took several months, but I heard through the grapevine, and the lady called me back with the state and all. And my therapist reached a lady with the state. What's up, man, girl? Woo! Anyways, yo, I'll be right with you fine folks. I'm about to have a panic attack in the fucking school pickup line. What in the fucking hell is going on? I don't know. I'm sitting here telling those like Jeff wasn't here and ain't been here a while. He didn't hear about what happened last week, so I was just trying to fill him in, and then a couple other stories. Just talking. How you doing, girl? I'm sorry. Hang in there and take deep breaths. We're here for you. Talk to us. Let us take your mind off of it. Or vent. Tell us what's going on. That's what we're here for. I don't mind. Vent it out, girl. Anyhow, I'm sorry you're going through that. Find those babies. Find them babies. That's right. I used to do that when my days off and I'd be rained out in construction. If I was rained out, I'd go pick the boys up from school or take them to school and then go back and pick them up, because I used to love Daddy doing that, because Daddy hardly ever got to do that because I was always working. So when I did have a day off from rain or something, I would take them to the bus stop and drop them off, or to school if they wanted me to, and then I'd go to school in the pickup line and pick them up, and they'd get, y'all to see their faces, how bright they'd light up, and their ear to ear smiling in their eyes when they'd see me in the driver's seat picking them up from school when they were younger. It was awesome. I got ticks in my house. Oh yeah, you got to spray for that shit. Anyhow, that woman got fired months later. And then a representative from that company, from their home base in Texas, called me and offered me my job back and asked what they could do to make it better. Said that they was really sorry that happened and I had to deal with that. They were not aware until it was too late, and they were sorry that she asked if I wanted my job back. I could have it back immediately. And I said, no, thank you. The first thing I told her was, I appreciate the offer, but I don't want to work for a company that allows people like that in leadership and in management to work for them in the first place, because I'm not the first issue that they had with her. They had several complaints about her before I started there and after, because of her problems. Also, and she was the safety manager of the whole job. What a fucking joke. Anyhow, but they said I could come back to work anytime I wanted to in the future, and I said, no, thank you. But I was already working somewhere else with the other company with a great friend of mine, Sean Lewis, and I was happy over there. So I told her I would not be coming back, maybe in the long future, but I said I would never work there as long as she was there. But she said that she wouldn't be there much longer. And then the state called me, the lady from the state called me and told me that she had been terminated, and that if I wanted to go back there, I could. And I said, no, thank you. I was somewhere else happy. What up, Ghost 1000? A lawyer would get you a good settlement for wrongful dismissal on contingency in most states. Yeah, I know, but this state is a right to hire and fire. So I don't have that kind of money to hire attorneys to do that, and maybe the state would appoint me one because of the issue that it was, but I don't have patience and time to do that. I'd rather move on with my life and get another job and keep making money and keep trucking. That's what I'm made of. But I did file the complaint, and the only reason I filed the complaint, and it really wasn't me technically that filed the complaint, it was my therapist and my psychiatrist who made the phone call to the right people to get the ball rolling to make that happen. Because I was ready, I was just moving on. I keep trucking. I'll find me a job and keep moving on and just go with it. Keep the momentum going. I'm not out to get rich off of other people and take people to court. I'm not one of those type. I'm glad it happened because she deserved it. She did lose her fucking job, and would no longer ever be allowed to work there again. And I don't know what else went down. I didn't even want to know what else went down with her because of that. But I'm just glad it happened. It was a good, satisfying thing to know that the bitch lost her fucking job. And because I'm not the only, I heard some other stories through the grapevine with some friend operators that I stayed in touch with for a while after I left there, because they all hated that I left or I got fired wrongfully, and they knew that. I did a great job, always been great at my job. I didn't give any problems, but because the first one time I was late, after several months of working there, I was 2 minutes late, and Bob knew I was going to be late, my superintendent. I told him on the phone early that morning I was running behind. For whatever reason, I don't even remember. I was really a couple minutes late, and he said, no problem, brother, just come on. You know, we do our meeting, and it takes a while before we get started anyway. Come on, no big deal. You ain't never been late, and you don't miss work. Come on, not a big deal. But the fucking bitch, when she saw me walk up to the crowd 2 minutes late after they'd started the morning meeting, she come over, snuck around there and whispered in my ear that she was picking me for the morning to lead the exercises that day. And I said, no, the fuck I ain't either. And when Bob told me he had to let me go, I shook his hand, said I appreciate it, and I went to my motherfucking truck and I left proudly. And I had another job by the end of the day lined up. Didn't come COVID. Then I met Mandy. Things happen for a reason. Rooster, what's up? And then I started the new job. And they loved me over there too. So they don't have to pay unemployment. Exactly right. That's why Louis here and says it out loud to me and Miss Lit. That's why he will not fire Leah. Because he doesn't want her to be able to get unemployment. So he'd rather put up with the bullshit of her not showing up, and then when she does show up, not doing her job, versus firing her and having to pay someone a lot more money to do what she does, her legal shit. And his pride and ego does not want her to get that unemployment. So he keeps her on the fucking payroll. If it's not too much to ask, what gave you PTSD? The actual PTSD came from about 5 summers ago, I think now, and that's sad. I've tried to dismiss it out of my mind, so forgive me for not remembering the date. I used to remember the date, but I've tried to forget it. But I saw 2 people die on a Harley Davidson in front of me. I was in a car. I was coming down the road under a bridge, under a main interstate, I-26, coming down the road with my ex-girlfriend in the passenger seat. We were in her brand new Honda Civic. We were headed downtown on a Friday evening to watch her cousin, who was a drummer in a band downtown. Yes. And I seen something out the corner of my eye, and I looked up, and it was their 2 bodies flying in the air because they T-boned a woman running about 90. They were running about 90. Neither one, they were both in their upper 40s or maybe around 50 years old. He was a retired state trooper and owned the bar up the street that they had just left from because his mama called because the dog got out and she wanted him to haul ass home to help catch the fucking dog. He hauled ass down the road. Neither one of them had any gear on, no helmets on, no nothing. Poor Heidi, the new girlfriend, which they'd been back and forth over years, they had cheated on their spouses together, I found out. She was on the back. When they hit the lady that pulled out in front of them, an old black lady, they T-boned her. The bike flipped over the hood, and both of them went flying in the air. And when they hit the asphalt, that was the end of their lives. They were done. So, and I was the first car to get there. I pulled up, threw the fucking flashers on. I couldn't get the car in park fast enough. Threw the fucking door open and jumped out. Told her to get the fuck out and try to keep traffic away from them and the scene. The poor old lady and the black lady in the car, she was screaming bloody murder. I'll never have her screams out of my head for a long time. I ran over to the bike and shut it off because it was not running, but it was leaking gas. And the switch on the gas tank was still on. So I turned that off and the key off to kill the electrical system in case it ignited or sparked because it was leaking gas everywhere. It was all mangled up. And then Clyde was 75 feet that way. He's a big heavy set guy. He was on his back, and Heidi was another 100 feet that way. She was a pretty hefty girl too. She was face down with her head turned like that, and her body was all crumped up, not moving. When we got over to her, her face and her lips were already turning blue. And so I knew she was gone. Another thing I noticed with her is the crotch of her blue jeans was all ripped open, and her ass and her vagina was open to the public, and she had defecated and pissed on herself. And you could tell her neck was broke. And her heel, her right back heel was completely gone, I guess where it hit the asphalt. And you could tell she had broken bones the way her body was laying there on the asphalt. So I went back to Clyde, and then by now, a few minutes later, people start stopping and coming in. And I went knocked out UP. I went over to Clyde, and he was barely hanging on. He reminded me of a alligator when you kill him, and a reptile when you kill them and they still move real slow. His shoulder kept going up and down real slow, and he was gurgling blood. He was suffocating on his own blood. He had all kinds of internal damages, and his head was fucked up. But he was on his back, and why this happened, I don't know. But the whole crotch of his jeans was ripped open, and his dick and balls were hanging out for everybody to see. And I think it might be because of karma, because they were cheating on their spouses. I found out through the grapevine they were having an affair, and had been having an affair on both their spouses. So I think to embarrass them in karma, I think that's why both their crotches were exposed to everybody. But it was horrifying. He may have hung on for a couple minutes, but a couple people that were off-duty paramedics, a woman and another guy that was a off-duty fire, they got there and started doing CPR on him because he was still barely hanging on. And within 2 minutes, he was gone. He quit moving. And next thing I know, there was a giant puddle of blood that started leaking out from under his back and going down across the asphalt, because the asphalt leaned. It went all the way around. I think it was coming out the back of his head, but I couldn't tell, or either his back. It was absolutely horrifying. I was overwhelmed with emotion and everything. No, I wasn't crying. I was just really tensed up and didn't know what to do and wanted to help them. They were both dead just that fast, in seconds. 1 minute I see them in the air. The next minute they're on the ground. She's already dead by the time I could get out of the car and run over to her. And he was pretty much brain dead, they said. And he was just barely moving. And it was fucked up. So it fucked my head up really bad, because I ain't never been through nothing like that in my lifetime. So I had to start therapy. I got put on medication. I almost lost everything I had. I lost my kids. They went and moved in with my brother, their uncle. All during this time, I just met Miss Lit shortly thereafter. Thank God. The good Lord knows what he's doing. I needed her. My ex left me with her kids. Her and her kids left me because they didn't want to deal with my anxiety and my PTSD that I was having. I was having nightmares. I was calling the ambulance to the house. Within a month of it happening, I was in a really, really bad place. So she left me when I needed her. Yeah, God is wonderful. Left me. Said she couldn't deal with it and didn't want her kids around it or around me and my anxiety, my panic attacks, and my nightmares, and me waking up in the middle of the night and calling the ambulance and things like that out to the house. And so she left me. So I was there alone with my 2 young boys. My oldest son was already moved out. And yeah, it was a rough road. I barely hung on to my job. I missed some work. Started going to therapy through the state. Even though I had insurance, therapy was very expensive out of my pocket, and I didn't have enough money to pay for me and my boys and our bills to hang on to my place and all. So I had to go through the state mental health, Lexington mental health, our county health. And I got help through them. They got me put on medication. Blah, 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 blah. That's where my PTSD come from. And I've had anxiety since I was a young teenager. It's come and go, and it's because I had a really, really bad childhood. I was born in the 70s, and I grew up in the 80s, and things were a lot different back then. And I was raised by a single mom that worked 2 jobs, and we didn't see her much. And me and my brother, my youngest brother, he's 2 years younger than me, we were way too young to be left at home alone, but we were anyway because she had no choice. She had to work 2 jobs under the table to put food on the table and take care of us, because my dad would not show face but a couple times a year, and he wouldn't pay child support. Anyways, it made me who I am today, though. I feel like I've done pretty good. I raised all 3 of my boys completely opposite of how my parents raised me, and that don't happen often, but I made it a point that I would never beat my children. I would never spank them, nor would I disrespect them or treat them as they were not human beings. And all 3 of them are very successful. They all finished school. My oldest went to college. My middle boy is a Marine, a badass Marine in the Marine Corps. And my baby boy is graduated and now working at one of the biggest welding firms or companies in the U.S., Nucor. And he is in training right now to become one of their lead welders, and doing very well for himself. I already bought him a new truck and just bought him a new dirt bike. He showed me pictures of that, and doing very good. So go me. If something happens to me, I'm proud, I'm ready. The good Lord takes me anytime. I did my job. I had a good life. I'm not saying anything's wrong and I'm gonna die, but I'm just letting y'all know that I feel like I did my job. I did good as a dad. Nobody's perfect. And we all have our ups and downs, but when somebody attacks me and my mental issues, when I'm a good person and I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't do anything wrong, I don't harm anybody, I keep to myself like a fucking hermit nowadays that I've gotten older. I do good work. As y'all see, y'all get the real me. I feel like I'm a pretty cool dude. Nobody ever has problems with me. Until I built a makeshift shower out back, and then the owner's wife, which she is actually the owner because it's all in her fucking name. He's Caesarean and wasn't born here, so I guess because of that and him marrying her, it has to be everything's in her name. Which is why he has to kiss ass to her too, to an extent. Anyways, blah fucking blah. There's that. But main girl, you still here? You still sitting in line? I'm sorry I have missed some of y'all's comments. Y'all can repeat them. I'm the same way. I understand 100%. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for me not running y'all off with my bullshit stories. But to me, it's real life. It's me. It's who I am. It's where I come from. LITS, nice job. We see you. I'm glad you see me. There's enough of me here for y'all to see. I've only lost like 10 pounds. That's better than nothing. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it. I appreciate every one of you being here. But with all of that said and done, I think I've done pretty good. And like I said, if something happens tonight in my sleep or whenever, hopefully it don't, because I want to be here long enough to have grandchildren and see my boys have families of their own. That's my biggest dream. Thank you, Ghost 1000. I appreciate it. You 201 Red Cloud. Is that Goats R9? I don't have nothing of goats here. And I sold the Black Beauty frame, just to frame the rolling chassis. I still have her motor sitting right here. I'll rebuild it, and I'm going to put it on a shelf and have it as a spare for the Gray Ghost. Gray Ghost ain't going nowhere. I didn't know when I'd ever mess with that. I've got all the plastics, all the accessories for Tears. I'm not a baby. I wish I had an R6 or a smaller bike to just jump on for fun. Or what I really want is, for one, I want a cruiser bike. Nothing new. Just an old Gullwing. Because my grandparents were Gullwingers. I grew up around them. So I've always dreamed of having a Gullwing, and I want one for me and Miss Lit to experience, to ride together on, and she does too. And nothing new, just something older that we could pay cash for. And if it needs a little this and that, I'll fix it. And there's plenty of them out there. I've looked, and I would like a dual purpose bike, older one, nothing new. Even an 80s model, I don't care. But I want one of them on off-road dirt bikes that's got the lights and shit on it, so I can drive it down the road, or I can hit the woods and the trails if I want to. I've always wanted one of those, but I'm not selling the Gray Ghost. I haven't heard any more from Magid for the turbo, so that may not never happen, and I'm okay with that. That bike's got plenty of power for me in my riding. I don't have to have a turbo. It was just something that would be wonderful and great. And but if it don't happen, it's okay. I got enough toys and stuff, and I've got all of you. I have more fun with y'all than I do all this other stuff. I hardly ever ride my motorcycle anymore. I hardly drive the truck because it's got problems. That's going to be the next thing I do. Once I finish all these things that's going on now, I'm going to start buying the parts to put a new cam and the new valves and lifters and all in the truck, so I can fix that part of the truck, because it's really only running on 7 cylinders right now. Sometimes 8, but it comes and goes. Number 6 cylinders misfiring. And I've done a compression check and everything's good on it. It's in the valve train. I just got to buy all the parts, and it's going to cost me roughly $800 to $1,000 to buy the whole set with the cam that I want to put in there, plus or minus, somewhere in there. But I'm not in a big hurry for it. I need to be, because I don't need to be driving it the way it is, but when I do drive it, I baby the fucking shit out of it. My son, who just bought, Joshua, my baby boy, I was telling you about, just bought him another truck. He just put a cam in his truck, in that Chevrolet, and that motherfucker sounds good. It's a stage 2, and he sent me a video of it a couple days ago. He did the cam in one night this weekend. Friday night, I think, or Saturday night. He pulled the motor apart, put a new cam in it, the stage 2 cam, and put it all back together and had it sitting there running driveway. And boy, the chop on that thing sounds good. Now he's got to go get it tuned. But I'm going to get him to help me do my truck, because I haven't done one by myself. And he's really good with engines. And he's a hell of a welder. So I'm going to have him come help me do the cam and all, and it'll be a good father-son project, and he'll absolutely love doing it. Enduro, yeah, you're right, Jeff. I've always wanted one since I was really young. I've always wanted an enduro bike. Even if it's an older 80s model, I don't care. As long as it runs and I can get on it and go and just start it up just to ride, to have fun. I can go through the trails and the power line at the house and in the woods, or if I want to just jump on the highway and just cruise down the road or whatever, or ride up, whatever. And I think you can find a decent one for around $1,500 plus or minus. Well, and when the time's right, maybe I'll get one. What dirt road? I live on a dirt road, a private dirt road, and I live in the country. And we got miles and miles and miles and miles and miles forever and ever and ever of power lines and railroad tracks to ride, which I used to ride for many years when I was younger and in better shape with my 3-wheelers, dirt bikes, 4-wheelers, my kids riding. I absolutely love riding in the dirt, but I never did the motocross race and shit. I like to just go out there and be free and just ride wherever my heart desires, not to be on a racetrack and where it costs a whole bunch of money and shit. Right now I'm worried about doing the prepping thing and trying to keep us ready and on our toes, because I think we all need to be ready just in case. It might not shit happen, but the way they're talking, the way all these YouTubers are talking, and not just preppers, I'm talking about survivalists, I'm talking about anybody and everybody at some point in time. A lot of my favorite YouTubers are all saying we need to be prepared for this election for a civil unrest. And I believe that. And I want me and Miss Lit to be prepared the best that we can be. And so that's why I'm getting lights and all wired up on my truck. I'm gonna put together a couple of get home bags, which I've done before in the past, or bug out bags, whatever you want to call it. There's different terminologies, but they all have their place for certain things. And I'm all about doing that shit. For one, it's a lot of fun to do it, to put them bags together and go through the equipment and organize it. And it's fun for me to just do everything that goes into prepping and all that. And I went down that rabbit hole a few years ago for about 2 years. I live in a nice hood. We okay. Yeah, you think that. Till shit fucking goes south. But I hope you're right. But we don't know what's coming with this election. And there ain't nothing wrong with being prepared. Have a little extra non-perishable food and water set aside, and have some ammo for your guns if you got them. And just have a way in a safe place to hunker down for a little while if you need to stay out of sight, and stay the hell out of all that bullshit. Yeah, it is scary if you listen to these people, because all the years I've been watching YouTube and the little bit that I keep up with politics, which ain't much, but right now, and like I said, it might not shit happen, but I like to listen, and I take it with a grain of salt, but I let my gut lead the way. And when my gut has a feeling and says, you know what, it might be a good idea to listen and take the good with the bad, and pick and choose what information you want to believe in or whatever. And when you hear a whole bunch of them saying the same shit, and I'm not talking about big news channels, I'm talking about little YouTubers like me and others in between, and bigger ones. But I don't watch news channels. I don't believe them. But I do believe people like us that go out there and hunt for information. But I just want to be ready on a small level, for me and Miss Lit and our family, my kids, her kids. I want to be able to keep those around me in my circle safe as I can and protected if we need to hunker down for a little bit. Jeff, you will die if you come at me. Yeah, same thing for me, brother. Thing happens, it will just be in D.C. I don't believe that, Mark. I think it would be all over, and they say it would probably take a few days, but it just depends. None of us know. Who can know? Who can say? I hope you're right. I hope it just stays up there if something bad does happen, but do I believe that it would only be confined to just D.C.? No, I don't. Not if what everybody's saying is true. And I don't want to get caught with my pants down unless it's on purpose and I'm ready for it. Anyhow, now my back's hurting because I've been standing for too long, not doing shit. That's what happens with my back. My back starts bothering me if I'm just standing for too long, not doing nothing. Wonder who has caused this. If that's what you want to do it, do it. Oh yeah, I've already done it, been there doing it, I've been watching a lot of new prepping stuff and new shit hits the fan, SHTF information, and how to be prepared in 2024 for what's going on. I've been watching a lot of that lately. That's another reason I haven't been live lately, because I've got my own shit going on up here and around us, and things that I'm working on and things that I'm doing. there's no water at Walmart. Well, this morning Miss Lit put in a order for Walmart delivery, and there was water back finally for delivery. But you are right. Miss Lit's daughter works at a Walmart, and she works in the department where she's a picker. She picks your items when you put in an order, and then she's one of those that takes it out to your car if you pull up to drive up there to get your stuff put in your car. She does that also. We could get free tampons. Yeah. Another of influencers are trying to make self-fulfilling prophecies. Yeah. Well, that's why I said I pick and choose what information I want to believe in and what direction I want to go in financially, and I still am going to live my life. I'm not going to let that control me, because I also know that I know how preppers are and them people are. They like to put fear in people so they can get money and get rich off of it, and hopefully if they're right, they get to say, "Hurrah, see, I told you so." I know all that's out there. I've been living long enough to see things come and go and understand. LOL, boobs rule. Yes, they do. I wish I had some here for you, but I don't. Oh, shit. I miss our late night lives that we were doing. And I still may do one occasionally, but it won't be like it was before. After the bullshit that went down up here. And the shitty, I mean, I can go live at home, but my internet sucks. And it does good enough for me to go live, because I went live with y'all a couple times here recently while we were home at night. But I'm sitting in my chair, and it ain't nothing fancy or nothing. I ain't got my yard and my house cleaned up to where I'm going to just walk around like I do the shop. What's up, Dakota? How are you, girl? When I'm at home, I'm going to be a little more private about showing things on the live. I don't care. Vote for what you want and lose like a winner. Don't act like a savage. Yeah, right. Well, I've only voted once in my life, and that was because my daddy pressured me and my brother to go vote that year. And that was a long time ago. And I hated it. Didn't want no part of it, because I was voting for somebody that I didn't know nothing about. I was only doing it to satisfy my dad, because he thought we were going to lose our gun rights if we didn't. So he wanted everybody to come out of the woodwork to vote for this certain person, in hopes that we wouldn't lose our gun rights, because my dad's all about gun rights. He's a big member in our National Rifle Association or whatever, and has been as long as I can remember. I don't like none of them. Well, I do love Trump. I think Trump's awesome. I'm sure he's got his downfalls, but the few times I've heard him talk and listened to him talk, I enjoy it. And I get a trip out of his hair and all the fucking orange makeup they put on his face. But other than that, I will not listen to Biden, because he sounds so monotone and he talks so fucking slow. I can't stand it. It drives me insane to hear Biden talk. And then Kamala, I've listened to her for about 1 minute, maybe 2 at the most, and I absolutely hated it. It was like nails on a chalkboard or whatever you want to call it, and I'll never listen to her talk again either. Now, Trump, I can listen to him talk anytime, all the time. He's got good energy. I love his energy. As old as he is, he's got good energy. He's got good positivity. The handful of times I've ever watched him, it was always good stuff. I enjoy it. And I get a good laugh out of his hair and the fucking orange makeup they put on his face, which is a big overkill. But whatever. But I like the man. He's cool. And he supports Elon Musk. And my mom absolutely loves Elon Musk. And I like Elon Musk. I think he's a cool dude, and I think he means well. And he is a Trump supporter. And he's endorsed Trump, so I'm all for it. He's the best we've got up there, that what little information I know about what's going on. What other fucking choice do we have? We don't. So whatever. Trump 2025. I hope so. Believe it or not, I wish our country could run like other countries a little bit as far as our presidents. I wish that Trump could get in there and stay in there until his health deemed him not viable to be in there, so that we wouldn't have to deal with this shit every 4 years of a new somebody that we hope that will defend us and take care of shit the way it is. And I wish that Trump could get in there and make a bunch of changes and clean fucking house and make things right and get us set back in the right direction. And I wish he could just stay in there. He is a buddy with Putin. Well, see, I don't get into all that either. I don't know anything about Putin. I don't care to know anything about Putin. He's not in my country. He's probably been here and I don't know about it. I don't know. But yes, I have seen one time where Trump and Putin sat down and talked for a few minutes, but I only watched a few minutes of it. And that's been, I think, back when Trump was still president, when I watched that. Never trust that pecker. California is a buddy with the homeless. Trump. Yes, Jeff. Murder man. What I care about the most is the people that I love, the people around me, and me being a protector and a provider the best that I can be. That's all. That's really what my life and who I stand for boils down to. I'm a protector of my family and my own. I take care of my own. And all that shit that's out there on the internet and all this craziness with politics and all, I take it with a grain of salt, and I only pull out little bits and pieces here and there of information that steer me in a certain direction a little bit. And right now it's steering me to just be a little prepared just in case. What's it gonna hurt? Not a damn thing. But what if something happens, whatever it may be, if it's nothing, but what if, and you're not ready? I feel sorry for you if you're not ready in some kind of form or way. I want to be ready. I want to be able to survive on my own without worrying about the outside world. If I got to hunker down and keep me and my family safe and know that we've got plenty of water and plenty of food and plenty of what we need to survive as a family, what's it going to hurt? Nothing. Might cost me a little extra money, but what's wrong with having extra food and extra supplies? Nothing. It's a good thing. It's great. So that's who I am and what I'm made of, and vote for Pedro. No, as we all used to say, vote for GOAT. GOAT for president. Oh, shit. All this talking and everything I've done. Now all I want to do is go fucking sit down and take a break because my back's hurting. And I don't feel like working on a damn thing. And honestly, I don't have to because it ain't going nowhere. And we got the car to drive. Miss Lit ain't done nothing with the Jeep, so it's not legal, so I don't have to be in a hurry to fix it. And as far as the car goes, I'm not going to fix the car suspension until she gets the Jeep squared away, and then I get the exhaust fixed on the Jeep so that we can start driving the Jeep. And then I'll fix the car because the car's got to go down while we drive the Jeep back and forth to work, because we're not going to drive my truck back and forth to work because it's way too damn expensive. And I don't want all them miles put on my tires. So, really the ball is in Miss Lit's court. As soon as she can get to DMV or the tax office and get all that shit taken care of with the Jeep, then I can jump under there and jack that bitch up and get that fucking exhaust under there, and probably a couple hours or so if I don't have running into any major issues, and then that'll be done and we can drive the motherfucker. We could drive it right now, it just sounds like shit. And it ain't good for it. So, I could fix my truck, but right now I'm tired because I'm standing here and I'm getting hungry. I need my coffee. I made my coffee and heated it up, then I ain't used it. I also, this past weekend, I went and programmed in some more local repeater channels and all in my ham radios, and I started watching refresher courses on how to use the ham radios like they're doing in North Carolina, which is what saved a lot of them. Because I have ham radios and I have GMRS radios, which you have to have a license to talk on either one anytime, but you are allowed to federally legally talk on them during a real emergency for help if you have no other means of communication. That is the only time you're allowed to key the mic on them. You can listen all you want. You're just not allowed to key the mic legally unless you have a license, unless you're calling out for a true, real, life-threatening emergency. And I have studied for the test. I just never went through and took it. And I need to do some more studying again because I do want my license. Because there's a lot. Ham radio can be very, very sophisticated. There's a lot that goes to it, a lot of different levels that you can get into. Right now, my main concern is being able to stay in touch with my local community in case shit gets bad and I need to reach out if the phones go down. I'm gonna still have communication and still get information and be able to talk to people. So I can communicate and know what's going on. My neighbor Toby also has a ham radio that I bought him a few years ago, and we had them dialed in the frequencies so we can talk radio to radio like walkie-talkies. And we've got GMRS radios, and we've got the little handheld walkie-talkies that you can go in any store and buy, like the little handheld just walkie-talkie radios that families like to get or have. I know, Jeff, you like to play around. If the shit ever does bad, you won't even be able to trust your neighbors. Yep, that's exactly right. When you go down the prepping thing, they tell you you can't trust your neighbors either, because when they go into survival mode, they're going to be after you too and whatever you've got. That's why you're not supposed to share and tell everybody what you got and what you're sitting on and what you're storing and all that shit. But I trust Toby with my life and his family. And actually what would happen, we have a game plan if something ever goes down. We are going to combine our forces together because we will be much stronger that way with what I have, my resources and his resources, and the knowledge that we have, and our two families and our properties being right beside each other. We'll have a much better fighting chance that way. And he's ex-Army, military, so he's really good at strategy, military strategy and tactics. He's real good at that. And he's also very good with long-range rifle shooting, if you know what I mean. I will protect my hood. Yeah, that's right, Bill or Jeff. I probably heated this up too much. No, it's all right. Cheers, everybody. I don't know what you're drinking. It don't matter, but cheers. I'm drinking coffee. I think that's my third cup today. We have little old ladies. Oh, wow. Well, you ain't got much to worry about there with just purse slinging. And the occasional grandma that has a double barrel shotgun at the front door. Which will take care of business. Oh. Grandma, don't hit me. Yeah, my grandmother had a hat pin. Oh, wow. I'm sorry Trump lost. Hey, that's possible. If he does, I fear for all of us by what everybody's saying. But it might be a bunch of smoke blowers. I don't know. I just know that I'm going to be somewhat prepared and ready for a little bit of this or that to happen so that if something happens, hey, I've got somewhat of a preparedness mentality and supplies. If it don't happen, it didn't hurt a damn thing, and I'll have extra stuff on the shelf or put away for another day that shit might happen. Ain't nothing wrong with being prepared, people, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to do it, and you don't have to put a lot of time and effort into it, and you don't have to put a lot of anything into it, but you do have to put a little something into it to learn and have an understanding of the basics of what you need and how the mentality you should have when something happens. You should always, no matter what, have a bag in your car with some water and just some personal things that could help save your life or someone else's life in an emergency, no matter what goes on. I'm talking about your car breaks down, or they call it a get home bag, and I do believe in that. Flashlight, you know, some first aid stuff, water. Water is very important. If you're a diabetic, you need to have that stuff on hand. If you're allergic to anything, you need to have a EpiPen ready. Lit. Jeffy, we like Jeffy. Jeffy Nice. Billy Bob. Ghost. And we love Main Girl. Woo! Love seeing y'all in here. Plus, you have new toys. That's right, Ghost 1000. I love buying new toys and new tactical shit and tactical bags and putting them together and having all the cool shit, the supplies that go in them, and knowing that any given time, if something goes down, I can just grab it and go. And I know it's got what I need to make shit happen. And it's fun for me. I enjoy it. I love not just that, but learning about the new gear that's out there. I love watching gear reviews on YouTube. I love to see all the new tactical gear and camping gear, and it's all that stuff's all new or really neat to me. Just is. That's why Miss Lit picks on me, because I always take so much shit with us when we're in the car or we go somewhere. Coming here to work or going home. I've always got a bag and a basket or a couple bags full of shit and extra water. I usually carry a cooler to and from wherever we go, no matter what, with water and one or two drinks that have sugar in them, because you never know. Even just for breaking down on the side of the road. Go hide in the redwoods, LOL, until the unrest is over, LOL. Yeah, there you go, Jeff. I've even studied about nuclear fallout and what it would take to survive that. And not big time, but I did do some digging and some research on it. How bad was his pickup line, man? How bad was his? I don't even know what y'all talking about. Chuckster, I will ping them one at a time. There you go, Jeff. Now you're talking. That's what Toby would do. He's got a couple spots where he'd be perched and he'd keep a bird's eye on things, and then I could be down on the ground, and I've got spots out there because we got nothing but woods around us, and some of them woods are really thick if we needed to get down and hunker down out of sight. And you talking about guns and ammo? He's got it. I got a decent amount, and me and Miss Lit are gonna start upping our game on that again. We're gonna start buying more ammo every time we get paid. We're gonna start buying more ammo again. We were doing that before, and we're gonna start again because I want. You can't never have too much ammo because that's what you're gonna run out of, and clips for that ammo to get in. So you ain't got to worry about loading clips. You want slews and slews of clips. Fucking Toby's probably got a couple hundred AR clips ready to go over there at a moment's notice for any one of his rifles and his pistols too. Me and Little Main's all hopping in the yak and getting on our way. Hell yeah, well, be safe out there. All them crazies. I actually think that is a good time, and it is a good time for me to get off of here, take a break. My back's hurting me. I need to clean up some of my shit and get some of my shit, what I'm going to take home tonight, ready so that when she gets back over here, I'm going to put it in the car so we can go home tonight and sleep in our own bed. And if I decide to work on the truck or the Jeep or something, I will go live again so y'all can join me for that. Because that's part of what I'm going to be about is LITS Garage, doing projects, working on things. But right now, I just want to organize some of my stuff and go through some of my stuff and clean up some of my mess before I get into anything. And I'm just not in the mood because now my back's hurting me a little bit. And I need to go eat. So, anyways, right care. Y'all, be good. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it on this wonderful, beautiful hump day. At least the weather's beautiful here. And y'all take care of each other. Do what you got to do to take care of you and your families. And just think about what I said. Being prepared a little bit. Even if it's just a little bit. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a great day. And if I do anything exciting or anything comes up, I'll help you, Lit. Thank you, Billy Bob. I appreciate it. Well, you got a safe place to come to, brother. All of you do. I'll take care of whoever's there and needs a place to go. But anyways, y'all take care. Have a great day. If I do anything crazy or exciting, I might even go live with y'all from the house tonight, again in my chair. I know y'all seem to like that too, so don't cry. He likes to give sex changes to the prisoners. All right, y'all. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are great. Love you, Jeff. Crazy, funny ass motherfucker. Fuck Kamala. All right. Y'all be good. And be good at it. Or at least try to be. Love you too, brother. Thank you. We'll see y'all later. Woo! Give out a big woo! Makes you feel good. Woo!